Welcome back to Learn English Easy.
Human connection is messy.
It's so messy, but before we get into it, I have to ask, did you actually finish reorganizing your bookshelf by color?
I did.
Or did you realize halfway through that you can't find anything?
It is aesthetically pleasing, and I know exactly where everything is. Thank you very much. The blue section is incredibly calming.
The blue section.
You should try it. Brings order to chaos.
I think I'll stick to alphabetical, thanks. I don't need my library looking like a rainbow exploding.
Look at your loss.
But, keep that calming blue section in mind, because today we are diving into something that makes most of us feel anything but calm. We're talking about attachment theory.
It's a massive topic, probably one of the most requested ones we get.
It really is. And for you listening, I just want you to think for a second. Why do you feel that punch to the gut when a text goes unanswered for 3 hours?
Or the opposite, right? Why do you feel that urge to just shut down when your partner wants to talk about, feelings?
Exactly. And we want to get under the hood of that. We're going to look at the neuroscience, the biology, and this kind of spooky concept called the unthought known.
And the best part, we're going to answer the big question. Are you stuck this way forever?
Spoiler alert.
No, you are not. We are going to talk about earned security.
Hey.
But to get there, we have to start at the beginning.
Logical beginning.
Exactly. So let's unpack this. We often think of attachment as, love or romance. But John Bowlby, the father of the theory, he didn't see it that way.
He saw it as survival.
It's life or death.
Yeah.
Literally. A human infant, compared to other mammals, is born so premature.
Like a baby horse can walk in an hour, right?
Exactly. A human baby. Completely helpless. If you're separated from your caregiver in the wild, you don't just get lonely, you get eaten.
So that drive to stay close isn't just a nice to have.
No, Bowlby argued it's as fundamental as the drive to eat or the drive to mate. It's a biological imperative.
Which explains the intensity. When we freak out about someone pulling away, it's not us being dramatic.
It's your lizard brain thinking a saber-toothed tiger is coming.
Yeah.
It's a threat response.
Yeah.
Your body is flooding with cortisol because it thinks you're about to die.
Now, you said Bowlby is the father of the theory, but there's a dynamic duo situation here, right? We have to talk about Marianne's work.
Oh, absolutely. You cannot have one without the other. John's son, Sir Richard Bowlby, had this great quote. He said, you couldn't separate their contributions any more than you could look at a staircase and say, this step is part of it, but the one above isn't.
I love that. So Bowlby gave us the why, the evolutionary framework.
And Ainsworth gave us the how, the proof. She's the one who gave us the data with her famous strange situation experiment.
Okay, this is the one with the one-way mirror.
Yes. And here's where it gets so interesting. She'd bring a mother and child into a room with toys. A stranger enters. Then the mother leaves.
And everyone thinks the test is about how much the kid cries when mom leaves.
But it wasn't. I mean, almost all babies cry. That's normal. The data point that mattered was how the child reacted when the mother returned.
Okay, so break that down. What were the differences?
So you have the secure child. They cry when mom leaves. But when she comes back, they go right to her. They get soothed. And then, this is the crucial part, they go back to playing.
They reset.
They reset. They use the parent as a secure base to go explore from. Mom's here. I'm safe. Let's check out this truck.
And the others?
Then you have the avoidant child. Mom comes back, and the child just ignores her, turns their back.
They look so independent, right?
Yeah. To the untrained eye, yeah. Oh, he doesn't even need his mom. But Ainsworth found, physiologically, their heart rate is through the roof.
Wow.
They're just as stressed. They've just learned a hard lesson. Showing my distress pushes my caregiver away, so I have to shut it down.
That's heartbreaking.
It's a survival strategy. And then there's the ambivalent or anxious child. Mom comes back, and they cling, they scream, but they can't be soothed.
They're angry almost.
They're angry and desperate at the same time. They might even hit her while they're clinging to her.
That is the aha moment for me. We're not just talking about babies anymore. These are the blueprints.
Exactly.
That baby ignoring the mom, that's the adult who ghosts you because emotions are messy.
We're just bigger babies in suits. And that leads us to the most common and maybe most painful pairing in the dating world.
The dance of opposites. Anxious and avoidant.
It's a magnet, and it makes sense. The anxious person is drawn to the avoidant stability and independence.
Things they feel they lack.
And the avoidant person is drawn to the warmth and the liveliness of the anxious person. They want that fire.
Until
Until the needs start clashing.
Let's talk about the triggers. For the anxious person, the trigger is almost always inconsistency.
Right. The partner who's usually warm suddenly goes cold, or they're on their phone while you're talking.
There's a great quote in our sources describing it as feeling like a ping pong ball. You're not making a choice, you're just reacting, bouncing off the walls.
And on the flip side, let's talk about the avoidant experience. It's so easy to villainize them.
They get a bad rap.
They do. But reading their accounts, one thing comes up constantly. Goalpost shifting.
What's that mean?
It's the feeling that no matter what they do, it's not enough. They give an inch, the partner asks for a mile, they feel criticized.
So when an anxious partner says, I feel neglected,
The avoidant partner hears, you are failing me, you are suffocating me, so they withdraw.
which makes the anxious person pursue harder.
Which makes the avoidant withdraw more.
The classic trap. And nothing pours gasoline on this fire, like texting.
The texting trap. It is a modern nightmare for an anxious system, that ambiguity.
Oh, it's brutal.
Right.
Why the period at the end of that sentence? They usually use an emoji.
It sounds funny, but for the anxious brain, ambiguity is danger. The brain fills the gap with the worst-case scenario.
So what's the fix?
The practical advice is to create structure. Agree to a rhythm. Hey, let's chat in the evening.
So you're not just staring at your phone all day waiting for a dopamine hit.
Exactly. It soothes the system. But, that's behavior stuff. We need to go deeper.
This is where we get into the heavy hitter. David Wallen's attachment in psychotherapy. This book has a concept that just blew my mind. The unthought known.
It's a beautiful phrase, isn't it? It's knowledge about relationships that we can't put into words because we learned it before we had language.
So it's encoded in our bodies.
Yes. We don't
Oh.
remember it. We enact it, or we embody it. Wallen gives this incredible example of a patient who would start yawning uncontrollably.
The honor, yes.
So this guy, Elliot, whenever the therapy session got too intimate or deep, he'd start yawning.
Like he was bored.
It looked like it, but he wasn't. His body was literally shutting down, dissociating, because closeness felt dangerous. His body knew something his mind couldn't access.
That is wild. So the things we do in relationships, shutting down, getting sleepy, that sudden rage, that's ancient history playing out in real time.
Precisely. And this connects to the adult attachment interview, the AII. And this is probably the most hopeful piece of science in this entire field.
Okay, tell us why.
So the AI doesn't just check the facts of your childhood, it checks the narrative,
The story.
how you tell the story. And here's the finding. Your security as an adult doesn't depend on whether you had a happy childhood. It depends on whether you have a coherent story about it.
What does that look like?
A secure person tells a story that's linear and balanced. My dad was an alcoholic. It was really hard and I was angry, but I understand now he was struggling. They can hold both the good and the bad. The incoherent discourse. An anxious person might get lost in the details, ramble. They get angry as if the past is happening right now.
They're reliving it.
They're reliving it. And the avoidant narrator, they're brief, I don't remember. Or they idealize, my mother was excellent. But then later they'll mention, yeah, I broke my arm and she told me to walk it off.
The story doesn't match the evidence.
Exactly. There's a disconnect.
So healing isn't about changing the past. It's about changing how we narrate the past.
It's about making sense of it. Integration.
Okay, that's the long-term work. But what about right now? When the panic hits, let's get into the toolbox.
Two main buckets. Communication and somatics, which means the body.
Okay, communication first. I love this distinction between a boundary and a request.
This is huge. People mix these up all the time.
Right, like saying, my boundary is you have to text me back in 5 minutes.
That's not a boundary. That's control. A boundary is about what you will do. If you yell at me, I will leave the room. It's self-protection.
Whereas a request is asking the other person to change their behavior. Can you text me when you're running late?
Exactly. You can't control them. You can only control your reaction.
And for making those requests, there's this cheat code. NVC, nonviolent communication.
It's a formula, but man, it works. Observation plus feeling plus need plus request.
The key is the feeling word choice. Right?
Yes. So the wrong way is, you ignored me all day. I feel neglected.
Ouch. Defensive walls go straight up.
Right, because neglected is an accusation. It implies you did this to me.
So the NVC fix.
Observation. I haven't heard from you since this morning. Feeling. I'm feeling a bit lonely. I need some reassurance. Request. Could you send a quick text when you get a break?
That's a totally different energy. No one can argue with, I feel lonely.
It invites them in. But what if you're too triggered to even talk?
It's the ping pong ball state.
Then you have to go to the body. You can't talk your way out of a nervous system hijack.
Your thinking brain is offline.
Totally offline. You have to speak the language of the lizard brain. And one great tool for that is called pendulation.
Okay, what is that?
You focus on the tension in your body, say a knot in your chest. You feel it for a second. But then you deliberately shift your focus to a part of your body that feels neutral or safe.
On that elbow.
Your elbow, your big toe, your hands on your lap. And then you swing back and forth. Tension, safety. Tension, safety. You're teaching your nervous system that it's not stuck.
I like that. And then there's the self-hug, which sounds a little cheesy, I'll admit.
It does, but the science backs it up. It creates containment. When a baby is distressed, we swaddle them. Physically wrapping your arms around yourself mimics that. It tells your body, I've got you. It releases oxytocin.
So we have the tools, we have the theory, but let's zoom out to the big picture. Earned security.
This is the good news.
Yeah.
We used to think attachment was fixed by age 3. Tough luck.
But it's not.
It is not. Neuroplasticity is real. The brain can change. You can go from insecure to earned secure.
And how does that happen?
Therapy is a huge part of it. A therapist can act as that secure base you never had. But it can also happen with a patient, secure partner, or even a close friend.
A big part of it seems to be that metacognition you mentioned.
Yes, thinking about your thinking. The ability to step back and say, okay, I am feeling anxious, but that does not mean I am in danger.
You stop being embedded in the feeling.
Exactly. You're watching the storm from the window instead of being the storm.
And what's the difference between someone who was always secure and someone who earned it?
The continuous secure people, the ones who won the parent lottery, they're great, but they can sometimes take it for granted.
But the earned secure people.
They have scars they've had to fight for. They have this deep empathy.
Wow.
And studies show they don't pass the insecurity down. The cycle stops with them.
That is incredibly powerful. Okay, so to recap.
We learned attachment is biological survival.
We learned the anxious avoidant dance is a clash of survival strategies, not a lack of love.
We talked about the unthought known, how our bodies remember what our minds forgot, and that by changing our story and using our bodies, we can literally rewire our brains.
It's not about blame, it's about understanding the blueprint so we can renovate the house.
Well said.
Before we go, I want to leave everyone with a final thought from you that really stuck with me.
You know, we live in a culture that worships independence. The lone wolf thing. But biology tells us the exact opposite. We are designed for dependence.
And here's the paradox.
The paradox is that true independence is the fruit of secure dependence. That child in the experiment could only explore confidently because they knew someone had their back.
If you don't have a secure base, you can't explore. You're too busy watching your back.
Exactly. Relying on people doesn't make you weak. It makes you brave.
So the question to leave you with is this. Who is your secure base? And, maybe more importantly, whose secure base are you?
Something to chew on.
Thanks for diving deep with us. See you next time.